Before we jump into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Many Realms. If you're looking for Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related supplies, be sure to check out ManyRealms.com. I'll post a link to their website in the video description, so be sure to go check them out. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG, and today I am going to open up an Edge of Eternity Collector box for myself. So I've opened a couple of these, and then I've opened a bunch for patrons, and Edge of Eternities, I've said this before, kind of an unexpected surprise on just how good it's been. I've really enjoyed the limited environment. I've drafted it a bunch, and the collector boxes are a lot of fun to open. So what's really interesting for me is that I actually haven't been keeping up on the price of the singles. Like, I'm fairly dialed in normally, and so it's unusual for me to not be super dialed in on singles prices when it comes to sets, but I haven't been keeping as close of tabs. I probably have a pretty good idea of what's value and what's not, but there's just also like a ton of variance in this, so that's another reason. Where I'm going with this is I think these have some solid upside. It's so hard with collector boxes today because the prices are up so much on all of them. It's so hard to, like, there is like a real lottery element to them, right? Because there's some really good hits, and then there's a lot of stuff that doesn't do anything for the value. So anyways, with that being said, why don't we go and dive on and see where this takes us? And with that being said, let's crack some packs. As of the filming of this video, I believe these are sitting at about these collector boxes are sitting about $3.75 a piece. There's a lot of, $20, $30, $40 cards, so that's good. But you need a lot of $20 and $30 cards to get to $3.75. So the hope is that you hit on some galaxy foils, particularly in the stellar sites, mythics, something along those lines. All right. But I also just haven't opened as much of this set as I'd like for me, so felt like a good enough excuse to come back. All right. We are going to start with our foil planes. First rare is Anti-Casual Vestige. I do like that as a card. Put that up there. The one whiff that's kind of prevalent in this pack is the commander slot. Like, there's some cool commander cards, don't get me wrong, but not a ton of value in the commander slot. So it is a little bit of a swing and miss, a void in the pack, if you will. Pun, I guess, kind of intended for this set. All right, Warmaker Gunship in the extended art. We have a Needle Spires Stellar Sights as a foil. And we conclude with a Terminal Velocity extended art foil after that. Got an art card, which I guess those are kind of special now because they only come in the collector packs and they're not even like one per pack. So I don't know. Question mark. A not spectacular first start. Big chases are obviously, as I mentioned, hitting some of the galaxy foils. If you hit, Gemstone Caverns, Ancient Tomb, those sort of things. Of course, I don't mind seeing Shocklands. And then Fracture foils are also still all the rage. All right, that is a foil island. Rare is Might Form Harmonizer. Card that's kind of good. Not going to see a ton of play, but I've had it in limited, and it's performed pretty solidly. Baloth Prime as our commander card. Next up, Esteli Reclaimer in the Borderless. And Scavenger Grounds. I'm deciding what I'm doing with my piles. We should figure this out. Ooh, got a mythic back here. What is that? Hey, it's the Vestige. And that is a Japanese foil showcase, and it's in the English version, which I love because not only can you not read the other versions of them, but the value is also way different on those. Let's do, I guess, that. I don't need the lands here. There we go. All right, now everything is pretty much in frame, so that's not a bad hit. I'll take that. Again, I think the card itself is actually pretty good. One more shuffle around. Okay. All right, we got this. Okay, so, hey, Japanese foil showcase and the English version of it, which for a very cool card. I don't hate that. Exalted Angel would be a really good hit. I don't think I've pulled any Exalted Angels for myself, so I wouldn't mind seeing one of those today. All right, Mechan Assembler. That is a Galaxy foil Mountain. First of the Galaxy foils in the basic lands. We got a mythic. It is the Dominion Bracelet. It is a mythic. It is cool, like a cool Mindslaver effect, but it is a lot to activate. Not a big value hit, but it is a mythic nonetheless. Moxite Refinery, as I mentioned, kind of a dead spot in these collector packs for the commander slot. Starwinder, though. Hey, that's kind of a neat card. Borderless Starwinder. Probably a couple of bucks. Few bucks. Next up is a mythic mirror. I have pulled so many mirror pulls. I pulled a lot of the poster versions. This is my first of the regular Stellar Sites, but I pulled a bunch of them. They're okay. They're a few bucks. Probably like eight bucks or so. And then Pinnacle Emissary as an extended art foil. And there's actually a gold stamped card, I guess. I don't know. If the art cards are going to be a thing, are the gold stamped cards going to be even more of a thing? All right, so we did pull a couple mythics. As I mentioned, I think Mirror Pool. A poster one was like $8. The non-poster one is probably $6 to $7 would be my guess. I have no idea on the vestige. 20 to 30 maybe. All right, we are into pack 4. Does feel kind of bad. Like I would like to hit something bigger as a mythic in the Stellar Sites, but that's how that goes. Okay. Foil Mountain, this time non-Galaxy foil. Lightstall Inquisitor as the pack foil rare. Surge Conductor. Consult the star charts. Hey, that's not bad. Extended art, consult the star charts. I think the regular version is going for like 4 to 6, so extended is probably right around the same. Card that's definitely seeing play, and I think the debate is like this or stock up, and I've seen decks running like 2 of each instead of like 4 stock ups. They're running like 2 of each or 3 consult the star charts. I don't know. I don't think there's a definitive answer, which is interesting. Hey, we have another mythic, and it's a Lotus Field. All right, so another mythic out of the Stellar Sites. Also non-foil, so yeah, whatever. We might still be good for a Galaxy foil back there. It is a Lotus Field. I think Lotus Fields are also like the 8 to 10 range. And ooh, mythic back here. It is, oh, hey, nice. It is Cosmogrand Zenith. That is a borderless foil of this card. And that actually probably has a nice price tag to it as well. I don't know. Taking a guess here, 30 to 35. A card that actually does see some play. I've tinkered around with it as well in standard decks, and it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. That's a good hit right there. Really nice art on it as well. Qualifies as a limited bomb as well. All right. Solid pack there. I will say these packs are not easy to open. There we go. All right, we are in pack number 5. So we are at 5 mythics now. Again, I'm hoping, usually should be good for at least 1 Galaxy foil out of the Stellar Sites slot per box. If you're really high rolling, you'll get 2, and if you're really, really high rolling, one of those will be a mythic. All right. That is a Galaxy foil Plains. Beautiful. All right. Sir Vondam Sunstar Exemplar as our pack foil rare. Next up is Exploration Brood Ship. I actually do think this is probably a few bucks. I think this is like $3 to $4. It might be one of those commander cards. A very few commander cards that actually have some value. Next up, Pain for All. A fun card to play with as well. That is the extended art version. Next up, we have Hissing Quagmire. Giggity. And a... What are you? Oh, I know what you are. Okay, I was like, what is this card? How have I never seen this card? This is like a borderless version? Okay. I have seen that card before. What is it? Zoo-Ifit, Osteoharmonist. It's like I've definitely seen that card before, but I don't think I've actually pulled that version of it. All right. We are through now the first half of the box. Nothing crazy, although the Cosmogrand and the Anti-Causal Vestige are both really pretty good hits. Really pretty good. Hits that I'm certainly not disappointed with. I'll say it that way. All right. Steel Swarm Operator. Little swamp action. Little swamp. Into Sunset Saboteur as the pack foil. Next up, Eumidian Hatchery in our commander slot. Mythic is Weft Walking. I did not know this was a card, and then someone played it against me in draft and absolutely wrecked me with it because, draw a fresh 7. Late game, yeah, pretty good. Weft Walking. Next up, we have an Endless Sands. That is a foil Stellar Sights Endless Sands. And then we conclude with the Seriema extended art foil back there. Another art card. We've had a bunch of the art cards, whatever that's worth. All right. Did get a mythic in that pack, but kind of an unspectacular pack. If you're like, what is this for? I'm hoping to throw at least a couple of Shocklands in that slot right there, right? They're keeping it open for the Shocklands. You know what's crazy is, yes, it is a fresh reprint of Shocklands into a standard set, a set that is being opened a lot, so the Shocklands have really, really dropped. For as many of these boxes I've opened or watched open, I don't see a ton of the Galaxy foil shocks being pulled. And I know it's not my favorite art treatment of them, but they're actually relatively inexpensive, especially when you compare them to the other Unfinity Galaxy shocks, which are the superior version in my opinion. Pinnacle Star Cage, card that does see a little bit of standard play now that temporary lockdown is gone. Into Uthros Research Craft, followed by a Mutinous Massacre in the I think it's probably the borderless version. Rare is Stirring Wildwood. Man, there's a lot of manlands in this slot. And then a Space-Time Anomaly borderless foil, which is cool, but not huge value. Need this box to pick it up a little bit more. Need to see one of those. Man, these packs are so hard to open. Need to see one of those packs where it's like Galaxy foil Stellar Sights into Fracture foil. And if you're asking, is that possible? The answer is yes, it is. Actually seems to be somewhat common in this product. Just have that like God pack. All right, that is a Galaxy foil. Beyond the Quiet as our pack foil rare. It is Hearthrol the World Seed. So we got a Commander Mythic, which is pretty cool. I actually don't pull a ton of these, so not unhappy with that. Diadrine Synthesis Amalgam and the borderless version. Next up, hey, that is a Generator as a Galaxy foil poster. That is actually not a bad right there. Terrain Generator does see some play. That is a really cool poster art version in the really, really hard to get Galaxy foil version as well. So that is a pretty spectacular hit, I think. And then Extended Art Extinguisher Battleship, a card I actually really do enjoy playing with as well. Part of that. Oh, Seam Rib. All right. Cool. Well, happy to pull a Galaxy foil finally from that slot. We have 4 packs left. Man, oh man, these packs just don't like me. Sheesh. Break a sweat just trying to get into the pack. All right, here we go. Glacial Godma, that is a limited bomb as well. Ruinous Rampage, it's rewind. Pack foil is Moonlight Meditation, followed by a Depth Shaker Titan in the commander slot. Just realized my mic is out. I don't know why that happens, man. Sound quality is probably pretty bad, so I apologize. Echoing Deeps as a poster version. Ooh, we got a mythic back here. It is Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnought. This card is a straight up menace. That's what that is. Very nice. Extended art. Dawnsire Dreadnought. Hold on. Yeah, we're back. All right. It's really weird. All right. Well, sound checked at the beginning. Fun. Okay, we have 3 packs left. Here we go. Fell, grab, ship. Got a little forest action. Stomping Ground. Finally. Finally a Shockland. I was like, usually I'm seeing about 2 to 3 of these per box, kind of depending. But that's our first one of this box. And I will take it. Radiant Summit. Second Dominion Bracelet. Not exactly the mythic I wanted to double up on, if I'm being honest. Into Contested War Zone. And a Ragast Deaf Gastronaut in the borderless foil version of itself. Dawnsire's cool. Vestige is cool. Cosmonaut, cool. Or Cosmogrand, cool. All right. What does that bring us to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mythics? I mean, mythic count is high. Just haven't hit a lot of the ones you want to see. All right, 2 packs left. Ooh, Galaxy Foil Forest. Actually, I haven't pulled a ton of those. That's kind of cool. All right, Possibility Technician. Scouring Swarm. The Eternity Elevator in the extended art. Lumbering Falls is a poster but non-foil Stellar Sights. And a Synthesizer Lab Ship extended art foil back there. Last pack, here we go. All right, we'll swamp. Another Synthesizer Lab Ship, because why not? Into our Commander slot, Long Range Sensor. Pinnacle Star Cage, this time in the extended art. Come on. We got a mythic. Stellar Sights mythic. It is a Ink Moth Nexus. Sweet. Okay, that is pretty cool. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, man, they reprinted Ink Moth. Probably not a bad time to pick up a playset if I've ever wanted these, which I kind of have. So I don't mind pulling this at all. That's actually not a bad hit. Not bad at all. I don't mind that. So we have a Stellar Sights Foil Ink Moth Nexus. And then we conclude, oh, got another, hey, it's a special guest. It is Paradox Haze. It is a special guest, and I do really like this treatment. It is not going to be one of the more valuable ones, but I will still take it. There we go. All right, well, here's what I will say. In my honest assessment, I think it's important to have that. As I've opened probably, 7 boxes of this now between myself and patrons, and I think this is probably... I probably think this is the second worst box I've opened. 1 Shockland. Did get a Galaxy Full Terrain Generator. A slew of mythics, but like, I mean, just being real, like, I think these are pretty good mythics, but like, it's not, there's no Ancient Tomb in there. There's no Exalted Angel. There's no Tezzeret. There was a lot of real estate there, if you will, to be discovered. And I think if you're asking like what was the worst box you've opened, that was also another box I opened for myself. I opened one really good one that was like the first box I opened, and then the second box I opened, which was also for me, was probably the worst box. And then the bunch I've opened for patrons were all pretty much bangers. And then there's this one which I'm gonna say is okay, like maybe along the lines of average, because there's probably some stuff here I'm not quite sure on the value of. Maybe it's a little bit better than I think, but yeah, like I said, I think with this set, all the collector boxes I've opened have been, I mean, and if this is like the second worst, you're like, okay, it's not atrocious, right? Like, don't get me wrong. But if I'm just trying to like compare notes on this versus the other collector boxes I've opened so far, this one is, I think, probably the second lowest on the totem pole. So, but I want to say, I think that says something about these boxes and how fun they are to open. And also, I'll bring this thing full circle and I'll say, like, this is the collector box environment where you're in now, is that the lows are going to be really low when you consider the price of collector boxes, but there are enough hits in there that, $100 hits or whatever, like there's a bunch of them. It's not usually, it used to be just like, oh, if you opened a box, there's like 1, maybe 2 $50 to $100 hits, but the box prices were significantly lower. Now the box prices are a lot higher and there are more hits, but the lows are going to be low. So Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody, and be well.